Hey guys, Mariana Trench Creations here, and today we will be reviewing the Gup-H that comes with Captain Barnacles and a little poison dart frog. Now this was another request by Antonio the Flipper Clip and Scratchmaker II, so please, whatever you want, just request to me in the comments and I can easily do it for you, and all you have to do is look at my channel banner and see what you like the look of the most and let me know. Start with Captain Barnacles. Now, I really do love this version of Captain Barnacles. They gave him a full new hat added on to the moulding. He was made in 2014, and I think he kind of looks like Tracker, to be honest, with this hat, because of course you can't see his captain's hat anymore either. He's got the orange suit with the blue Octo in the middle. Now, I didn't bring many, only a couple of characters out to compare this guy to, because there aren't many other characters that have this sort of colour scheme combination and suit. But here's one which is also orange blue and sort of white, the one that came with the steering wheel attachment. Then I did bring out this orange quasi, again though this is a lot more orange. That's this guy already done. Now the poison dart frog is very small, but you'll see why that comes in handy later on. It does have very nice detailing on his on top of him and on his legs. Not much on the underside. It does say 2014 though, so they managed to squeeze in that date on there. The bottom of his legs are also textured, so they've got quite a lot of nice texturing in this guy. As you can see on my hand, he is fairly small though. Some similar orange coloured creatures, of course, as I say multiple times, they never really repeat the same colour, so no matter what the camera is showing you right now, all these oranges are different and you won't really find two the same very often. So that's over and done with. Now, to get to the biggest and best part of this review, I don't really like the Gup-H that much. It's not one of my favourite Gups. Maybe it's because it is just very similar to a general helicopter in real life, whereas other Gups like the Gup-G, you won't really see those in real life. But it does have the two eyes, or lights, the mouth, the back engines bit with the bolts and stuff, and the whatever this is called. I don't know the terminology, but I think it does look nice with this whole engine part and the rotors. The only thing I would prefer here is if the rotors were a lot longer, because this is not really realistic at all. The Gup-H's rotors are really wide and long, but I guess because of maybe fitting in packages or saving money, they decided not to add those on. Sorry about this, guys, the bucket's falling down. I'll show you the feature of that in a second, but just to quickly show you the computer, or the computers inside. It's got a few random buttons, it's not very detailed there though. The seat looks quite nice though, and it's got the two handles, and all you have to do is put Barnacles' hands and legs up and put him in. He's one of my stiffer Barnacles, which is always nice, so his hands and legs don't move much, but you just put his hands over here and he sits quite nicely there. I think it does look very nice with him in there. The windscreen doesn't go all the way across. I wish it did. I think it would look better, but it's just this front bit. For some reason they like doing that a lot for a few of the later Gups, although this was the early stages of it in 2014. The Gup-H debuted in the Poison Dart Frogs in Season 4, which was 2015, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, we got a good look at it there. And the legs, you can fold them in or keep them out. I think it does kind of look weird, though, because it's got this sort of rectangle shape at the bottom. It doesn't really look natural, but you can't do much about it, because the legs do need to fold in, and then they can just fold out like that, which looks pretty cool. And what happens is, with the bucket, you can wind it down, and while you do that, it will spin the rotors, which is a nice feature. And if you just keep on winding, it'll wind it back up as well. So it's winded down now, and it'll wind itself back up. And it fits quite nicely in there, in this little hole, so that works. Another thing, if you push this down, I'm not sure if it's supposed to do that, but the bucket just comes all the way out, all the way down. So if I get this back in, I'll show a bit above camera so the bucket can fall to its full height, but there you go. It just falls down if you just press the top down a bit. I'm not sure if it's supposed to do that, but it works. It's got that little hole there for the bucket to go in. If you're wondering, you can't fit the figures in there, the heads are too big. You can fit an urchin in there if you really want to. But yeah, he's stuck now. He's going to have to stay in there. There we go. So that's really the only main feature about this Gup. You just wind it up and you wind it back down. The good thing is, well, you can also pull it as well if you really want to, but I don't think it works as well. So yeah, so about the bucket itself, it is very sort of rubbery. The shape is perfect for putting the poison dart frog inside because his legs just go around that middle bit and he sits in there really nicely. Perfect fit, which is always nice. So you can lift him around like they did in the poison dart frog episode. So when they were making season 4, Fisher-Price probably asked what stuff's being made, and they said about the Gup-H. So then Fisher-Price thought, oh, let's make this. It's like from the scene in the show. So that's why people can now recreate this from the show, which is always nice. And then the frog can come out. Now the rope is orange. We have seen ropes before. I just thought I'd bring out this rope, which seems to be almost identical in colour. On the camera it does look a bit different though. This one came with one of the Octonauts suits, the green one. But yeah, I think that is it for the actual Gup-H itself. But before we go, let's compare it to a few other Gup-H's here. This one came with the magazines. It is fairly nice. Back bit is a little broken, as you can kind of see. It's like when Quasi broke it in the Skeleton Coast Adventure. It's not as detailed, this back bit. The engine is completely green as well, which doesn't make much sense. The rotors do spin. For here, the rotors don't really spin well because they're connected to the lever. So yeah, that doesn't work well. Inside you can put a character, but it's just empty and spacious. You can try putting Quasi in there. He's very big though. Yeah. The legs are alright, but yeah, thought I would show you guys that. And then the speeder, they put Inkling in here for some reason. They just put Inkling anywhere because, of course, he doesn't really fit in many Gups. So yeah, you can spin the top as well. It is fairly accurate with this being grey as well. This thing's a little short, but that's fine. The bottom's also a bit of a flat square there. And it's got the 2 headlights. Inkling, of course. But yeah, that's that Gup-H done. Now the last one, this isn't actually the Gup-H. The Lego Enlighten sets never made a Gup-H. However, this is from the Penguins of Madagascar Kobe Lego sets. The Penguins of Madagascar is another one of my favourite TV shows. And they released one of these Lego sets. And I thought it's a green helicopter, so that's fairly similar to the Gup-H. Of course, it's not exactly the same, but it is nice. It's got the rotor at the back and the top. These rotors are really big as well. I think that's how these should have been made, a lot longer. So yeah, it's also got this claw down the side, similar to the bucket. But yeah, I thought I'd bring that because they're both sort of grey and green, just doesn't have that bit of blue that the Gup-H does. And that is probably it. So I think this is fairly similar and good to the one in the show. I probably would give it a rating of 8 out of 10, maybe almost a 9, just at the very top of an 8, because the Gup-H isn't really one of my favourites, but it does the job right, it works perfectly, and it is a little small, but a lot of the Gups around that time were this sort of size, you know, the Gup-M, the Gup-O, the Gup-U, whatever, they were around the size, and it does have the nice feature of the bucket that you can roll up and down. I just wish it was slightly more accurate to the one in the show, because it is the perfect shape to the one in the show, which I really wish it was. But apart from that, the frog's fine. It's a little small, but that's only so it can fit in the bucket perfectly. But it works fine. The barnacles, I love the barnacles. So there you go, a solid 8 out of 10. Thank you very much for watching. Please look at my channel banner and request for me to do anything, and let me know in the comments below if you have this set, what you think of it, and if you want it. And I guess I'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and bye.